Hey guys, welcome to Zeus Physiques. Got a few stories to cover for you today. The first one, the Romania Muscle Fest, is taking place this weekend in Bucharest. There are a large number of competitors, 25 in the open class. The guys to look out for, I think, are Samson Dauda, Quinton Aria, aka Quint Beastwood, the Brazilian Rafael Brando, and Rolly Winkler. He's on the competitor list. And I would say there are some dark horses here that could spoil the party for the above four. And those are in particular Jamie Christian Johal, aka Jamie the Giant, and the up-and-coming young German bodybuilder Emir Omaragic. He's definitely one to look out for. Having said that, I would say the favourite is definitely Samson Dauda, coming off his very recent win in the Prague Pro. I would also place Rafael Brando a close second, reflecting his placing at Prague, and Quinton Aria or Rolly coming in third or fourth. I'm not too sure of those placings. It could be Rolly third, or it could be Quinton fourth. We'll see. Needless to say, and on form, Rolly would easily win, but he's been struggling with getting in shape lately, as we all know. The mass is back, but the conditioning, alas, is gone. Hopefully it comes back. And it's also worth noting, Regan Grimes won this show last year and was expected to compete, but after his third place showing at the Prague Pro, it appears he's shut things down for the rest of the year. He's got his Olympia qualification. I assume he's just going to concentrate on improving his shape and conditioning, adding mass, etc. under the tutelage of Milos Sarcev for the next 12 or 14 months, I think it is. I think it's in next December in Las Vegas. Next up, we have the ever-controversial Shawn Ray, who appeared on Dave Palumbo's RX Muscle just a couple of days after Shawn Rhoden's death. Dave claimed that the reason for the interview was to discuss how bodybuilders can better look after their health, given all the recent deaths. And as the interview progressed, Shawn proceeded to make statements questioning Rhoden's lifestyle, including unsubstantiated claims about recreational drug use. The subsequent reaction to the interview was swift and dramatic. The next RX Muscle episode was billed as a tribute to Rhoden, with 5 of his closest friends. The panel consisting of, amongst others, Chris Aceto, Sergio Oliver, and Guy Cisternino. And they were none too pleased, it goes without saying, about Ray's interview. Here are just some of the reactions to that Shawn Ray interview.
Chris Aceto, you want to start?
Yeah, first thing I'd like to start is have it take that Shawn Ray fucking crap video down, because you know what, Dave, Shawn Ray comes on, God only knows why he's on RX Muscle, but we're trying to honor Shawn Rhoden, and Shawn Ray's on there saying, quote, he had a drug recreation, implied he had a drug problem.
Yeah, that wasn't true, obviously.
It's not true. Listen, it's a big deal. Because Shawn Ray is coming on, the guy's dead two days later. He had a drug problem. Oh, really? He did? This is from a guy who's got an infidelity problem, who sent his mother to jail, and who's hated by everybody. Whose boss, Jake Wood, I hope we're live so it's not edited, had to metaphorically kick his ass on video for being a shitty commentator and not doing his job. You know, I wish they actually had some views on that show where Jake brought him out to the woodshed and kicked his ass.
We can do a whole show about how shitty Shawn Ray is, but what I don't understand, Dave, is why the fuck do you want him on the show? Like, why do you yourself want Shawn Ray speaking about anyone? That would be like if you died, Dave, and you had Steve Blackman do a tribute video on you to talk about why you died. Like, it just doesn't make sense why you want him on. Well, does he really get that much views? Does he get that much views?
Yeah, that show is done more to talk about the health of the industry, not to talk about Shawn Rhoden. I don't know why Shawn Ray made it about Shawn Rhoden. And
the person you want to talk to about the health of the industry and the sport is Shawn Ray?
Well, Shawn Ray came on at the behest of the IFBB and wanted to discuss what can be done for the athletes so that we don't see more guys dropping dead. And that's the problem, because there's an underlying problem with people not checking their health. And I'm not saying that might not be the case with Shawn Rhoden. We don't know, because first of all, Shawn wasn't even competing. But I'm talking about guys at shows that are passing, like George Peterson, and that could be avoidable. And I'm all for health checks. I'm trying to, at this point, have the IFBB mandate health checks before people get their pro card every year via health screening, and that was what that show was about. It wasn't about.
It all
Shawn
sounds
Rhoden.
great. It all sounds great, and I agree with everything you said. But again, why Shawn Ray?
Because
Why
Shawn Ray is
that
connected
person?
to the IFBB, and if Jim Mannion is going to hear everything that we're saying, and I talked to Jim Mannion today, by the way, he called me after the show. He was happy with the fact that we're bringing up the topic, and it's going to be discussed what could be done because we have to stop this. We know that bodybuilding has dangers involved with it, and you know what? If these athletes are not going to take it upon themselves to go to the doctors and address issues and come to grips with the fact that maybe they can't do the stuff that they're doing, then it has to be mandated by the IFBB.
Palumbo was put under considerable pressure to either edit the video or take it down. Today he took it down. My opinion is that Shawn Ray gave an insensitive interview given that Rhoden had just passed away. His family and friends are still in mourning, and now is not the time to cast aspersions on someone's personal life. The subject matter at hand could have been and should have been handled much more diplomatically and with due respect to those close to Rhoden. This incident certainly puts Shawn Ray under the spotlight again and begs the question, has he gone too far this time? Leave a comment and tell me what you think. Final story is the debacle surrounding Vic Richards. Yesterday it was widely reported by a number of bodybuilding news outlets that Richards had passed away at the age of 56, cause unknown. Numerous bodybuilding channels devoted their entire episodes in paying tribute to Richards. However, today his daughter apparently posted on his Facebook page that in fact he did not pass away but was actually alive and well. That certainly comes as a relief to fans of Richards, myself included, but I think it's worth noting that we should be cautious here as his current status has not really been properly verified, so things are still up in the air as far as Richards is concerned. The original reporting was from Generation Iron, so I'm not entirely sure why they didn't do their due diligence. Anyway, I think this story is still unfolding, so I'll keep you posted, of course, as to the latest happenings. That wraps it up for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, and add a comment. Thanks, and speak to you soon.